I think welcome to Fridays. This is our continuous endeavor as part of Ramesses to bring myths
अभिषेक
and
अभिषेक जस्ट 10 सेकंड होल्ड करो मैं लाइव पहले लेट मी मेक इट लाइव ऑन फेसबुक एंड देन यू कैन स्टार्ट
ठीक है, ठीक है. Right, I think we are live now. Hey, welcome all. This is Abhishek. I am the co-founder, investor, and promoter of Ramesses. And welcome to Healthy Fridays. As promised, we would be bringing this Healthy Friday every Friday to you, and we'll be busting some of the myths going around. Nowadays, it's about COVID, but we'll continue this endeavor forever till we can, right? Today we have with us Dr. Tushar, our eminent panelist, and we will be talking mostly on black fungus, white fungus, yellow fungus, and whatever fungus we would encounter in future. And we would try to take up some of the questions. We will try to answer some of the questions with Dr. Tushar, and we'll try to find out, what are the things that we should be doing, how, what are the myths that people are talking about. We will try to create some awareness about it. And if you have certain questions, please feel free to ask, and we're happy to answer that question. So, Dr. Tushar, it would be good if you could introduce yourself and the work, that tremendous work that you have been doing in treating the black and white fungus patients, right? And post COVID, what has been impact on this, right? So, over to you, Dr. Tushar.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Tushar Dubey. I am MDS oral maxillofacial surgeon, and thank you, Mr. Abhishek Kumar, for letting me joining this platform as a panelist. Today, I will be decoding the black fungus, white fungus, and yellow fungus. Hello, am I
Welcome,
audible?
Dr. Tushar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dr. Tushar, let's start. With this thing. What exactly is black fungus, white fungus, yellow fungus? What are we talking about over here?
Basically, these all are color codes. Fungus
Okay.
is only one, that is fungus, and black fungus, white fungus, yellow fungus. These are basically depend on the color that the doctor decodes yellow fungus, white fungus, black fungus on basis of color. So all we have to know that black fungus is basically very rare before COVID. After COVID, it has taken a very dangerous and fatal mode. So first, let's come to black fungus. What is black fungus? Black fungus is nothing. It's just a mucormycosis. Have you all known the disease mucormycosis? It is a fungus which leads to damaging the eye, and maxilla. Maxilla means our oral cavity and nasal bone.
So, eye swollen that we see in the picture, it's because of black fungus, right? Most
Yeah.
patients reporting eye
Black
swollen.
fungus.
You see, right?
And main clinical features that it appears as a black eschar. Black eschar means blackish discoloration will be there on the face or in the palate. Maxilla is upper of the upper jaw, and it leads to the mobility of the tooth post COVID. And basically, these all fungal infection affects the immunocompromised patients like diabetes. The patient was suffering from diabetes, any organ
Chronic
transplantation,
patients, right? So, you mean
chronic
to say that,
chronic patient systemic renal transplantation. If there's any liver diseases here, neutropenia means patient is having long time infection, and if there's any serum increase in the body. So basically, it affects the immunocompromised patient, and the virus which affects the patients are the Rhizopus oryzae. It is present in the mucormycosis infection, and the virus is Rhizopus oryzae.
okay. So,
So yeah,
how does it develop inside a body? Like, is it always available, or is it outcome of COVID? It was before that. How does it develop really?
no, it was very rare. I already told you it was a very rare disease. But due to COVID, post COVID, we have seen a lot of patients in past 10 days. Around 1,000 patients we have seen all over the. I am working in Maharashtra. In all over Maharashtra, 1,000 patients are there who are suffering from mucormycosis, and daily 10 patients we have to operate so they can get a healthier life. but comorbidities there. If you detect it in early stages, then it will be good for the patient. But if you detect after some 10 to 14 days, then there will lead to some comorbidities, like we have to remove the eye, we have to remove the jaw, and it is a very fatal and dangerous
And is it
condition.
contagious? Like can it
No, no,
spread
it is
from one
not a
person to
contagious. No,
another?
no, no, no,
It
no,
is not
not at all. It is
contagious.
not a contagious. No,
But
no, no,
what
no,
are
no.
the early signs and how should people act? I mean, like, is there any early symptoms to this black fungus kind of disease?
Yeah. Early symptoms are like that. If you're having suffering from COVID, or if you already suffered from a COVID, then if you get a nasal blockage, means you are unable to breathe, and if there's something nasal discharge is there, and if you're feeling pain, tenderness, or paresthesia, numbness on the facial bone,
So
like this
you will
area.
have numbness
Numbness
over
is
here.
there. If you
Yeah.
can't feel anything, sensation is not there, and if mobility is there, then they're kind of you have to go for a CT-PNS, which rules out the fungal infection. CT
Right.
scan PNS.
Right. Right. And so this can only occur with the post-COVID scenario, or this can occur to anyone. I mean, right now we're talking about the present scenario. So is it outcome of COVID right now, or is in general happening? It's just that.
Actually, earlier before COVID, it used to be like I have seen only 3 cases in
Oh
five
my
years.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my experience, I have seen only 3 to 4 cases maximum.
Before
But
COVID.
nowadays, yeah, before COVID,
Hmm.
but nowadays I'm getting 10 cases per day to operate, and it is not a contagious disease. And yeah, but nowadays we are seeing in the post-COVID patients, those who are having diabetes, and those who are not having diabetes also, we have seen those who are on oxygen therapy during COVID treatment. Yeah, those who are taking steam inhalation, but some now recent talks are there that they say ki if you are taking Zincovit tablet,
Hmm.
then might be it is a etiological factor for mucormycosis.
So Zincovit tablet causes this black fungus, or it stops?
It is just a talk.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is just a talk. Researchers are going on that zinc supplements. 30 years back, one article was there that say ki zinc leads to a fungal infection because
Okay.
zinc and iron. Yeah, if iron is definitely a cause of fungal infection, because ferritin level goes increase in the COVID patients, so that leads to the infection.
So if you do overtake these medicines, this like Zincovit or iron tablet, then it might accelerate things and chances towards the black fungus. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, sure, it will definitely it will accelerate. Uh, because
How deadly is
if
this
you
black
take
fungus?
if there's any abuse of the uh, my experience say it is very deadliest, because uh, patient is like if there's no eye, no jaw, patient can't eat, patient can't see, because it before operation it leads to the blurring of vision, loss of vision, patient is unable to eat. So it is a deadliest disease, and it leads to very health related issues are also there. Financial issues are also there, and many more things of patient. And we can't say the patient will survive even after operation also, if
Okay.
if you
So is
detect
this
in
true
early
that
stages.
the mortality rate is 50% for
Yeah,
this black
50 to
fungus?
70% mortality rate for black fungus.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is true,
And
50 to 70%.
and what as you said, like the areas impacted mostly are around face, eyes, or anything else, like other body parts also get impacted?
Lungs. Actually, we in our face we have sinuses, paranasal
Lungs
sinuses.
also?
Yeah, lungs also it is also affecting, but very rare cases are there.
Mhm. Very
So
rare
patient,
cases,
yeah,
right?
patient
but
will get.
but tell me, I mean, like how do we avoid this? I mean, is there a possibility, is there chance to avoid this black fungus? Like
Yeah,
how
definitely.
do we avoid this?
You have to take precautions, like you have to avoid going to any dusty areas, any crowdy areas, and if there's any soil or any gardening areas, any park, any soil, because basically fungus comes from, hello, hello.
Yeah. We are listening. Yeah. Yeah.
Basically,
We're listening. Go ahead.
because we inhale fungal spores. Fungal spores are there in air also. So if you are immunocompromised, then they will affect you. If you're not, then there is no harm to the body. Then avoid going to soil areas, dusty areas, and any contaminated water, any contaminated area nearby you, or wear mask and do veterin garglings, maintain oral hygiene, do the possible thing, and you can, yeah. These are the precautions you can take during COVID and post-COVID, so you can avoid fungal infection.
Right, and so the question is, let's say, if somehow somebody early detects the chances of fungus, right? If he has a doubt, right? Who's the kind of doctor that he should be going to, visiting to? Who treats this? I mean, the fungus.
Actually, treatment of fungus, basically it is a multidisciplinary approach. Means we three departments are working: ENT surgeons, we oral maxillofacial surgeons, and ophthalmologists. We three are working in this scenario. If there's any nose involvement are there, sinus involvement are there, so ENT comes. If our oral cavity gets involved, like maxillary sinus, there are two maxillary sinus. So first they get involved, and then maxilla, then our all the sinuses like nose area, frontal, brain. So we do the surgery. Then last come ophthalmologist. The eye gets involved, then they have to remove the eye, or they have to do some conservative approach so that patient may get the vision. Yeah, we three are there, and we take consent from our medicine department, neurosurgeons. If there is a breach in the brain, so
So
neurosurgeons
there's
are also
chances of
involved.
breach in brain also, you're saying?
Yeah. But very rare. But 2 to 3%, there are chances that it may reach to brain also.
So like you said earlier, little while earlier, for our audience, would you like to repeat what are the traditional treatments one can start, maybe before COVID, after COVID, if he's encountered any, what are the things that he should be doing, the point wise?
For COVID or for fungal infection?
For fungal infection, for this
For
black fungus.
actually for fungal infection, if you are getting symptoms, if you feel like that there's something issue in my body, then you have to immediately refer to the hospital, because it is COVID you can treat at your home, but this treatment, this disease you can treat at your home, because
Okay.
you need to have proper monitoring, proper IV lines, proper fluids. So this medicine called amphotericin B.
Yeah, so the recommendation is don't do a self-care. We have to
Yeah,
go to
don't do
hospital.
self-care.
Yeah,
And
we have to
proper
go to hospital.
hospitalization. Yeah,
Yeah.
under
And,
consult your doctor.
okay. Right, and I mean, I know that you said that post-COVID also, post-treatment also, post-surgery also, there is no chance of, that one can promise that one will survive or not, right? But let's say, the chances of survival, like how long does it take for a person to get completely treated out of it? I mean, completely fit out of it?
Minimum 1 month, so that let the wound will heal. 1 month will take, and depends on patient capability and patient mental health. If you're strong
Mental health is
inside,
also
then
important.
yeah, mental health plays a very important role during COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, everything. If you are mentally strong, then healing will be good. If you think nothing is gonna happen, then it will delay the treatment also.
Okay.
And
And
if you are
yeah, please go ahead.
you as you asked me about treatment. So for this treatment, you also need a proper ICU. ICU means if you proper setup, proper everything. Because amphotericin B, that fungal medication is there, that is not available easily. So it is a very nephrotoxic medicine because it destroy the kidney also.
Okay.
So cardiac diseases are also noted in during amphotericin B treatment, and there are two types of medicines are there: amphotericin B and second amphotericin liposomal. So amphotericin liposomal is less toxic to kidney and heart because it is very costly also. But amphotericin B is less costly, so people go for amphotericin B. But I recommend go for amphotericin liposomal because it is a very less toxic and condition will be good and it helps in the better healing.
Right. So let's say somebody is diagnosed with COVID, right? He's got corona. So what are the chances that he will get this black fungus? Can anyone, matlab,
What do you mean?
I mean, what are the chances that a COVID person after recovery from COVID will get a black fungus? What are the chances of it?
Chances are depend quite high. It depends. It basically depends on patient immunity because
Okay.
earlier we used to have steroid therapy. Before COVID, steroid therapy patient go on steroid therapy, oxygen therapy. Diabetes patient are also there, but no fungal infection we haven't seen in past few years. But nowadays it depends on patient immunity and chances are quite high. If you are having diabetes, you are in steroid therapy and you are admitted in hospital, you have taken oxygen therapy also, and if you are going on steam inhalation, so chances are quite high.
Right. And so like we have RAT and RT-PCR for test for this COVID, right? Is there any test that is there that people can take for to detecting early detection of black fungus?
Actually, tests are there. There's one test called KOH mount test. Uh, it is a potassium
KOH
hydroxide
mount
test,
test.
KOH mount test, and they are basically done in microbiology lab. And one is called PAS, passive periodic acid stain test. So there are tests. They are like KOH is like taking a swab from the like nasal, or if there's any discharge from your facial structure. And second
So
is
when you said this,
HND discharge. Yeah.
so when you say facial discharge, how does this
Yes.
discharge look like? It's
Facial
from
discharge
nose.
means nasal discharge is there. Yeah, from discharge from eye. Yeah, there's discharge from oral cavity. So
Okay,
it
okay.
can, yeah.
And does it has any color coding that one can identify, or generally any discharge comes under that category?
Color coding it may comes as yellow and white, creamy white.
Mhm.
So I think
Okay.
some people have misunderstood like the black fungus is like this, white is like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, color coding is there. Basically, this is only one fungus. Our researchers are going on that what is yellow fungus, and one fungus is also there is Aspergillosis flavus
Mhm.
that is decoded as white fungus. It
Mhm.
is some say it is very fatal, some say it is very quite rare fungus, some say it is very common, but treatment protocol is same for all the fungal infection.
And are all the fungus equally deadly? Like, I mean, are they all equal deadly?
Right now, if you have good immunity, then it's good. If you're immunocompromised, then they can be very deadly, fatal.
Yeah. So there's a question that I know you've already answered that, but just for the audience, like, can black fungus spread from one person to another? Like you said,
No,
it is
sir.
not
No,
contagious,
no,
right?
no. Absolutely not. Yeah.
So like you mentioned, we were talking about white fungus and yellow fungus. How are they in comparison to black fungus? Are they, I mean, similar in nature, similar symptoms? Like any change in them? I
No,
mean,
no, no.
what are the different
Yeah,
symptoms for that?
actually, that's a good question. What I have read and what I've gone through that black fungus is affecting our nose, eye,
Mhm.
tooth, jaws. But what is that white fungus? Basically, symptoms are different. Like whitening of tongue may be there. Earlier, we used to have fungal infection,
Mhm.
aspergillosis in our oral cavity. So whitening of tongue will be there, cough, fever, diarrhea, like COVID symptoms. You will get COVID symptoms. Yeah. And yeah, and if you go for any X-ray for chest, then you will see the dark spots on lower lobe of the lungs. And in yellow fungus, actually, clinical features we can't say because it affects internally. And pus leakage will be there, and chest pain, breathlessness, lethargy will be there, and appetite, loss of appetite, and it affects stomach also. Gastrointestinal problem have been noted. So they are very rare, but yeah, uh, they are going. So and slow healing will be there. And yellow fungus, there's a one common point is slow healing of the wound.
So
Will
which
be
means
there.
that it will take more than 1 month. It will take
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
2 months, might take 3 months, like depending upon your capability or immunity,
Yeah,
right?
immunity. Basically, it is all about immunity. You have to be very strong. You have to maintain your immunity. I know diabetic patient, and it is not mandatory that diabetic patients are only getting fungus. Steroid therapy, those who are taking steroid therapy, they are getting fungal infection. It is not like
Right.
that. Yeah, chances are there, but if you are taking, if you are having a immunity down, if you are COVID positive and you have recovered and immunity is very down, I have seen young patient also, 27 young male patient yesterday we are operated, and his whole maxilla is removed, whole upper jaw is removed, and he's not having any history, oxygen, steroid, diabetes, nothing, but immunity is very low. So but stem inhalation history was there. So he has got the black fungus, and black fungus, uh, white fungus is also there, mixture is there. You can't say that it is yellow black, but black fungus you can say if skin gets black, that is called black fungus.
Okay.
Basically, it is a mucormycosis disease, mucorales.
So the question is like, uh, can telemedicine and can people do a consultation with doctors like you, and can doctors detect really that what has to be done? Can telemedicine help over here? I mean, let's
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Telemedicine, we can rule out what actually what problem you are having. If they say the clinical features, symptoms are there, then we can rule out that it is any fungal infection or you are having something else. We can rule out. But if you are having any fungal infection, then immediately you have to report and consult the doctor, consent doctor, and that will be better for the patient also.
Yeah, so but one thing he said that we will need it to be need to get admitted to hospital. But can I, for initial diagnosis, can I just talk to doctor over a video call and then?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. You can, for initial diagnosis, you can talk to your doctor so that you can immediately go consult your doctor about further treatment.
Yeah, and there's another question, that can black fungus spread from one body part to another? For example, if one body part is
Yeah,
affected,
yeah, yeah,
can it spread to other body parts?
yeah, definitely.
It can spread pretty
Yeah,
easily.
it can spread. It is spreading.
Okay. Right. So so how many patients do you see on a daily basis who are suffering from black fungus today? I mean, in a current scenario.
10 patient daily, 8 to 10 patient, and we have made a mucormycosis ward also,
Mm-hmm.
in which 40 patient ward is there.
Mm-hmm.
30 patients are admitted there,
Mm-hmm.
and today we have operated, we have operated, 3 ENT surgeons have operated. So daily 5 to 6 patients are getting operated, sometime 8, sometime 2, depending on patient fitness. But 5 to 6 patients are daily getting operated.
Daily operated, right?
Yeah, daily.
Right. And so what are the chances? And so this, out of 10 people, how many people do really survive this entire tragedy?
Actually, we have recently started 10 days back.
Mhm.
I have seen my colleagues, they have operated last month, but the patient couldn't survive. Patient was very bad. And yesterday we have operated one patient. I don't think, but by God grace, it will something miracle will happen. That is good. We also want him to survive, but
Yeah.
the condition is very, no, we can't say anything. But uh, after surgery of the mucormycosis, we need to take 14 days or 14 days to say anything that patient will recover or not.
Oh my God. So what we'll also we have done, Dr. Tushar, is we have enabled you over telemedicine on Remesis platform, and hope patients who want to consult with you and who want to take suggestions on this
Yeah,
black fungus and anything related to this post-COVID stuff, right? You will be available to answer them, right?
yeah, anytime. Sure,
And
sure.
they can get their question answers over video call, over telemedicine, over Remesis platform, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Tushar. I think it was a great, insightful session
Thank you.
from your side,
Yeah,
and I mean, all the best to you. I think keep saving lives. I think prayer goes to the people who are suffering
people,
from
yeah.
black fungus coming to you, and may God, save all of them. I think, and thank you again for giving us this unconditional support from this medical fraternity, right? It was
Thank you so much,
amazing to
sir.
talk to you, to understand, and to really get aware about what really black fungus is, and what are early detections, and what can we really do about it, right? So thank you again, and thank you for coming on panel with us, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.